Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and this is a 1990 Toyota Supra. This is the Mark III generation of it, a GZ70. When we bought this car from auction for export over to the USA, we don't buy too many of these 70 series Supras, and it's so fun to take a look at it. This one here is actually the rare model with the Aero top. And so it has a removable top panel, which here in Japan, I don't think I've seen ever before. Has some cool stuff in the trunk to put your Aero top into there to secure it. That's again something I haven't seen. And man, I just got to say that these cars that I haven't seen too much, I love seeing them. And being a fan of Toyota cars from the 80s, like the AW11, I hugely like. The Soarer, I like the 20 series and 30 series. Just love it. And yes, pop-up headlights, big thumbs up for that. So here's the auction inspection sheet. This is what we got from the auction, all the information for it. I'll go ahead and translate this for you. It's a 1990 Toyota Supra GT Aero top. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe the Aero top might have been either only available with the small engine, which is in this one, or only available with the automatic or something. Most of these 70 series Supras that we sell are going to be like the 7M or the 1JZ twin turbo version of the engine, because those are the most sought after one. This one has the non-turbo 2-liter inline 6-cylinder, which I'm not, how can I say this? The turbo version of this engine is available in this car for the early models, and then it was replaced by the twin turbo version, the 1JZ. I don't like that engine very much. I think that the turbo was a band-aid onto an otherwise fine engine. I think with the non-turbo version, and I don't have experience, so I can't say for certain, I might even like a little bit more than the turbo one, which sounds a little bit crazy because, you know, turbo is going to be faster. But there's something about the turbo engine I'm not fully in love with, and maybe somebody else will agree with me. Maybe you don't agree with me, and then you can state that in the comments section. And so this is an auction grade 3.5, an interior C. It's fairly nice considering how old it is. This is now, what, 34 years old. That's old. Yeah. With 186, 111 kilometers, but the condition for that mileage is pretty decent. Automatic transmission, power steering, power windows. It's a one-owner vehicle, which is pretty remarkable for a car that long. Could you imagine owning the same car for 36 years? Aftermarket 15-inch wheels, which is what you might have upgraded to in 1990 or 1996. You'll notice that the spare tire is on here. More on that in a second. There's good reason for that. Toll collection box for Japanese highways and a rear spoiler. Report here. Seat side is ripped. Trim comes up or is loose. Interior dirty. Wheels have corrosion. Hood damper doesn't work. Small scratches, small dents, repair marks, and uneven paint. Door mirror peeling, and the brackets have a piece missing. There's repainted panel here, here, and here. A cracked tail light, windshield rock chip, just a minor thing, and then a small crack in the front bumper. It says A2 on both sides, but I couldn't really find any damage that really fits to an A2, and I'll show you more on that in a second. Now, usually we'd have the engine running and you'd be able to see it, but I turned that off before opening the hood. I'm doing this a little bit out of order because I just forgot. But yeah, hood dampers don't hold the hood up. But look at this. Clean engine room and that long 2-liter 6-cylinder engine. It looks really similar to the 4AG engine on the top, doesn't it? It says twin cam 24 valve there. Still has a distributor because it is an old engine, and something like this is going to be pretty reliable. That's another reason I don't really care for the turbocharged version of this, is I've seen a lot of them with blown head gaskets, and I think that's due to heat. And without the turbos, you're taking away a lot of that heat. So you're probably going to have a nice, reliable 300,000 kilometers, 400,000 kilometers in this engine, because this was when Toyota was just making a reputation for themselves as being super reliable. Okay, the coolant looks like it should be changed. And the oil, although it looks good, you should change that too. Okay, close this up. Quick look at the car with those pop-up headlights. And yeah, they do go up and down properly without an issue. There are a lot of cars that fail on their headlights, particularly Mazda. I'm not sure why. Toyota ones tend to be pretty okay from what I've seen. Okay, so actually, sorry. I'm going to go once around the car now so that you can see it from all the different angles. And I'll tell you about the spare tire here. The tires that are on those aftermarket wheels are from 1996. And as a result, they are well past their prime. They're in fact in the danger zone, hence why that spare tire has been put on. The 70 Series Supra, I'm hearing a lot of people that really are really digging the style of this. It isn't, well, they came out in the 80s, so I guess they are still considered an 80s car, but they still continued to be sold until the 90s. This one here being a 1990 is the second to last year of production for these. And yeah, you want something that is like a GT cruising car, kind of sports car-ish. The Supra was the killer car to get during that time. Compared to this, what else could you get? Let's see. A Supra might have competed with, oh geez, this, like the Skyline a little bit. I know in racing they actually did. They raced these against the R32 GTRs. They would have competed against themselves with the Soarer, not that one, but the generation before it. And a little bit that one. That one came out in 89, so it's like old Toyota, new Toyota. Square and boxy. Super round, but sold at the same time, those two cars. They actually had the same engine between the two, because you could get this with the twin turbo 1JZ. You can get that with the twin turbo 1JZ too. This is the first car to get that engine. Okay, I'm not entirely sure the power of this 2-liter. I guess it's somewhere around 150. Probably around 150, maybe 140 or so, which is, it's fine. It's not going to win you races, but it's fine. This car is really more about style anyway. Even if it had the turbo engine, it wouldn't be fast by today's standards. Okay, so let's look at some of the details. The front bumper has been repainted, and repainted fairly poorly. It has a lot of marks down here of where body filler was used to repair things. You can also see some of like the pock marks in here for some area that wasn't sanded properly prior to painting. The crack on the front bumper is down here, and it's out of the way of where you're going to be seeing things because you don't look at the cars from underneath. You look at them from above. You can barely see that crack. Bumper has integrated fog lights here, and I really dig the vents here. The racing version, they made a homologation racing version called, I think, the GTA maybe, and it had a little extra grill here for extra radiator cooling. Have a look out for that. It is interesting. The pop-up headlights have like paint marks here. Well, that's actually, that'll just come off. That's nothing. Ignore me. But the edge around here looks like it has taken a little bit of damage. They could have rubbed on the bumper at some point, maybe when the bumper was hit, which resulted in it needing to be repaired. The paint on the hood is good. The paint down the side is good here. And remember, they had W2, which is a repainted section on the back. I think we're looking pretty good. A couple of minor scratches here. And really no dents to speak of, which is remarkable on something this old. It is almost as old as I am. I was 8 years old when somebody was driving this new off the lot. Back bumper's looking good. Our crack in the taillight has been repaired, but not fully. And then the inside has degraded a little bit due to moisture that's been able to get inside the taillight. Same thing goes over here. Okay. The paint on the rear wing is good, which is nice. This is a urethane rear wing, and as such, you'll usually get paint fade a little bit sooner. And here's your top. Removable top and storable in the trunk with little clip-on areas. Stuff like that, just love it. Now, the auction sheet said W2 on this top panel. The paint here looks fine, in my opinion. Okay. And then coming around this side, we're also looking pretty good. Usually, when a car gets this old, in Canada, where I come from, or UK, where Jacob comes from, you get a ton of rust around the back wheel wells of every Toyota from this era. No rust. No repair marks for rust. There is a repainted, but no repair marks. Like, if you look in here, all of that is original. Remarkable. The paint on this panel, not perfect. So of the repaints, that's the worst of it. But it looks like they went and repainted some dents. Or like repaired some dents. It wasn't a rust repair there. Okay, so let's go now into the trunk. Oh, got to show you a couple of things. The mirrors missing the piece like the auction sheet said. Got a little bit of a dent here on the windshield trim piece, and some touch-up paint a long time ago had been installed on there, or painted on there. The door handle has taken a beating, and there are a lot of fingernail scratches inside here and a few above it. Okay. Open this up and open the trunk up. It has climate control AC, which I love the fact that they had those in the late 80s. They'll usually have some sort of a catchphrase like electronically controlled climate control. Okay, trunk here. Flip those seats forward if you need more space. Otherwise, you get a decent amount of space in here. The burgundy interior makes me smile all day long. I think you can get these in burgundy or like a navy blue interior. And those were like the only two colors as far as I can remember. I think you could get Recaro seats that were black as an upgrade. Otherwise, you would get the blue or the burgundy. Take a look. You got the Aero top, and you have little hinged clips here and here and here. A little place to store it on top, like it'll sit up in there. And Toyota spent an awful lot of time engineering these in order to fit your top inside the back. It looks like you don't get much trunk space if you put the roof in here. You would still get a little bit underneath, of course. And you can hide your roof with the tonneau cover, which still functions properly. Okay, the original tire, not the original, the aftermarket wheel is in here. You can see there, and yeah, they got a lot of corrosion on them. It's time to get some new ones. 15-inch wheels on a Supra. It's a little goofy, but it's also very period correct. The inside of here has a little bit of moisture in the back corner. It doesn't look like it's a roof problem. There's no mold smell inside. It's probably a seal problem. Like dirt gets into the seals or the little drain holes, and then it tends to just find its way into the trunk on a lot of cars. But like I said, with no mold smell, it probably hasn't been a problem for long. Okay, quick peek at the underside, because it's looking quite good indeed. That's just the fuel tank, but if you look up in here, it's all looking really good. There's a good chance this has been stored indoors for most of its life. Door card. The door is one of the longest, thinnest doors in car history. Look at that. And then it's all in fairly good condition. They said it's saggy, but it's looking all right to me. And then a little bit of a broken button there, just minor. Okay. Seats with the integrated headrests, very much like the 8.6 seats. They have electronic lumbar support that goes and electronic side support. So these bolsters can pinch you or not pinch you. Right now they're in the open position. The seat is, as far as seats of this era and specifically Toyota seats go, they're really good. They do have a rip here on the piping. So inside here is a plastic pipe and it has ripped out. Okay. When I was a little boy, they had metal rods inside instead of plastic ones. And on our car, it was sticking out like this. But you could sit on it and stab yourself. A lot worse. Some of the worst memories. 1972 Pontiac Parisienne. 4-door, not coupe. It would be a lot cooler if it was the coupe. So some wear on the edge of the steering wheel here. Lovely Supra floor mats. Floor mats, they're one of those things. If you have the original floor mats in a car this old that don't have holes in them, that's remarkable. And because you can't get them anymore. You want to make your car restored or in good condition, floor mats are something to look out for. So 186, 144 kilometers, lots of gauges. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gauges. Here's your center stack. Climate control version, so set your temperature here. Very cool. It doesn't work. The auction sheet didn't mention it, but it's not cold. It still works, it's just not cold. One of the world's biggest ashtrays. Look at how huge that is. Because Toyota wanted to market this to the discerning smoker. We also have a tape deck here, a little bit of a shaky handle. Shifting is okay, but a little bit like shocking, like it goes a little bit. Not a lot, a little bit. E-brake works. This is loose. Here's our controls for the lumbar support and whatnot. A little bit of a repair has been done to this. Like it's, they used a leather repair on what isn't actually leather, it's fake leather. Kind of a weird thing to do, but it happens. The cup holder doesn't open very well. It's a push to open style. Passenger door card, floor mat is all good. Door card is good. Seat is remarkable. What's this? That goes down here. Okay, and we got a little bit of a saggy visor here and here. Okay. Yeah, just having a look here at seats. And it looks like these guys want us to move the car. So I'm going to have a quick look and see what they want. Okay, that's going to be the end of the video. I'm going to go have a look at what these guys are doing. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching and have a nice day.